Hi, I'm Steven Sabados.
And I'm Chris Hyndman. Today on Designer Guys, we take this and update it into this. Debbie has a beautiful home, but it simply has too much stuff, and she can't decide what to eliminate.
Hi, guys. I'm so excited you're here.
How are
Come
you?
on in.
Good to see
great.
you. Thanks for having us over.
Thank you for coming. So this is my house, my black and white elephant that I need to change, but I need another set of eyes because I think I've looked at it so long,
Yes,
I don't
exactly.
see it anymore.
Right.
It's very interesting because I've never used a decorator before because I was always afraid that it would end up being their room, not my room. And I have a lot of parties here. I love to have lots of people. So I want to maintain that kind of elegance of come into my home kind of look, but a little bit softer.
Absolutely grand. It's beautiful. It's large. It's well laid out.
Yeah,
Okay.
I see there's a bit of a problem. We've got to squeeze through these.
Now, do you get much light through this window here?
And you've got some beautiful, I mean, these are gorgeous pillows
Yeah.
for the colors. So
I love this fabric.
she definitely knows she has to edit. There's a lot of stuff here. But it's really what to take out of the room.
I think I'm pretty open to change. Of course, the Chesterfields, there's quite an investment in them, the chairs. Maybe I would like to stay with them and change some of the accent pieces.
I see you have a fireplace here. Now, is that real? No.
It's
No.
not real,
Okay.
and it's one of those things I did very quickly when we moved into the house. This was such a large room, but there was no focal point, you know? I wanted something that people could sit around. I'd love to finish it off, but I wanted to wait until I really was comfortable with the way it looked.
Okay, we can definitely work on that.
Well, I mean, what I would like to know is I don't want a lot of maintenance, but what looks good today? Real trees or artificial? You know, the curtains at the time, they were so opulent, and I
Yes,
loved them.
yeah.
But do you think they're just too much
How many
now?
years ago was it?
It's
that
been
you did
10
this?
years.
Is
10
it? Yeah,
years,
you know
look
what?
at-
Sometimes
okay.
10 years is time for a freshen up.
How do you group things together?
Okay,
Like
yeah.
group my pictures together, group certain special pieces. I'd love to know about that.
I think you've got to think about what the purposes of your pieces are going to be and what is important in your room.
We're really, I think, going to have to work out some unique ways of displaying family photos without spreading them all over the walls. You know, you can reach a point how much is too much.
Debbie has a fantastic mirror in her dining room, but it's also fantastically big. So it's really, I think it's intimidating for people to sit and watch themselves eat while she's entertaining.
I entertain a lot, big parties. As you can see, that's why I have maybe way too much seating, is because we have a lot of family parties.
Yeah, that's like a chair store.
Exactly, exactly. I've got benches.
Not in a bad
and
way.
No, but it has to be simplified,
Yes,
I
yeah.
think. This is one of my favorites. I don't want to lose this piece.
Oh, you
This is gorgeous. I'm just a little concerned. It's very ornate. I have a lot of stuff on it. I have the gold leaf mirror. Do you think it's too much?
It's a little brassy, so I think we can update it. And I don't think we want to lose the sparkle.
Oh, we need the sparkle.
Right.
No
Because that's
question.
important, and these are vital. It's your bar. we can't lose this.
Just speaking with them and talking to them, I feel very comfortable that their vision is very similar, or at least they're seeing what I would like to see. So I'm very excited about the outcome.
Debbie's been the sort of pack rat of furniture, the collector.
Over the years, she has accumulated so much stuff. She's got to learn how to say no more chichkalas.
What did Debbie call her space? Was it the big white elephant or the black and white elephant? Or
It's just, to me, there's just no architectural elements to it at all. It's just completely square and completely without any detail.
I think this is a big space for EDIT. Huge.
What does that mean? Oh, editing.
Take it away.
Take it away. Take it away. Oh boy, I think we have to go in there with the truck.
And just unload.
Beep, beep.
Yeah.
And
Just
pour it
take
in.
her out. She definitely wants to update because it does have a very heavy 1980s.
Glamorous, very dynasty. The first thing that I noticed that I think has to be changed is that huge mirror above the server in the dining room. That thing's huge, and I really think that that has to be moved. I can't imagine sitting down at a dinner party and being forced to look at myself. Let me think about that.
Well, you would like that. Hello, Debbie.
Oh, ow. Don't worry about my arm. Focus on the fireplace for a bit because that's going to be really important. Either we change it completely or we dress that up. The armoire, I think we've got to beef it up. I think we've got to place some stuff around.
Well, yeah, let's measure that
Okay.
and figure that out. And oh, you know what? These chairs.
You know what? I think they look over.
Well, no, she said she loved the chair. Well, I think it's the color of the chair that she's like.
But I like them. I'd like to see them over by the armoire.
Are you shooting them?
No, you're shooting me or the mirror.
I'm shooting the mirror.
I'm going to measure it because I have a feeling we can probably put it over on this wall. Whoever's sitting in these chairs, I think, you know, watching themselves in the mirror while they eat is a little uncomfortable. I mean, I'd like it, but most people wouldn't.
Well, of course you would like it. Why don't we measure it and see if there's no other wall really that it can go on?
I don't think there's anywhere else in here, and I think Debbie would kill us if we had to get rid of it.
Okay, we have 87. So you're saying flip it
Okay, now
and stand it up.
But I think
Get rid of that.
Debbie was mentioning that she wanted to change the leafing on this, maybe. But you know what? There's too much stuff on it.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. I love all of it. The lamp is great. These are great. But
Well, the lamp. Yeah.
All right,
Let's
I've
talk
got
about
this.
her pictures because
she's got them everywhere.
she's got them
She's
everywhere.
got that table over here, which is like, that's right in the dining
Got
room.
a table there in the dining room.
Table
in the
over
living
here.
room,
She's got a table.
A big thing here.
That was from
in
her
there.
bar mitzvah, I think. Her
And-
son's her bar mitzvah. Her
Her bar
son's bar mitzvah. Her son's bar mitzvah. Her son's bar mitzvah. I think we've got to get her to spend a little bit of time and really choose which ones are important, and then we'll do a focus wall
Let's
or
pull
something.
her aside for that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need her.
Also, I want to grab that and quick pull rid of these chairs as well.
Actually, I think we should take a cushion with us.
Debbie wanted a more contemporary look, but she still had a few pieces she was very fond of.
This is one of those situations where the solution is contained in the problem.
For Debbie, I think the main thing we have to do is edit and update. She said she was in this heavy 1980s syndrome.
She truly was.
Which it truly was. I mean, you've got the swag drapes, you've got the gold gilt. You know, it's funny because if you think about it, then the living room feels like a condo.
Doesn't it?
There's nothing, there's no details, there's no crown molding, there's nothing.
There's such great pieces in there, some beautiful antiques, there's some beautiful treasures, but we just have to take away some of the ones that aren't treasures. I like to move some of those chairs away and group them in areas around the room.
She needs the seating. We have to edit.
But you don't want to lose the seating.
I don't want to lose the seating. The thing is that what people do is whenever they entertain, they take the chair and everyone always pulls in. So your little center gets tighter and tighter and tighter. I think we have to have the seating, but blow it open.
She's a prime candidate for the old and new. You know, she's got some old pieces in there. She's open to bringing in some sparkle.
The sparkle, I think, is there. There's a lot of sparkle. We have to switch the gold to silver. Gold is really that sort of whole traditional. I mean, silver is so up to date. We wanted to keep Debbie's favorite old pieces, but we also wanted to introduce some modern sleek elements. We needed items that would easily blend old with new and new with old. So we went to visit our friend, Michael Angus.
Well, I think to keep things fresh, we mix new pieces like you would a belt with a pair of pants to kind of make the detail stronger. We use modern lamps on a empire chest to freshen up the thing. You've still got the empire chest, that's your major piece, but now you've kind of twisted the look by freshening it up with something modern like tube lamps that I have.
So when you're mixing the new and old, obviously there has to be some sort of a balance, right? So the heaviness of this.
Right, and the lightness of the brushed chrome and nickel.
Okay, so you have the old down below, I guess, and then the new up above, and that's fine. So it doesn't have to be split, say, on a tablescape.
Exactly, and then you get the shine of the glasses, the flatness of that, the shine of the wood. It all becomes more important than it is in individual pieces. I don't think you want to mix 70s with 80s or something, a generation that bumps a generation, because it doesn't always look right. Sometimes if you leap a couple of generations in design and then mix them, that becomes a little bit more integral. I don't think there's set rules. I think that's where you get good decorating. For instance, I love nothing more than to having a whole room full of formal furniture and then throwing in a chrome piece that was of the 20s or the 80s or even the 70s, just because of like the juxtaposition between something so old and something new. When I'm decorating, I put things together that are of a similar color or nature, and they tend to look better by grouping. I guess that breaks down to groupings. Groupings always work for me the best. You pile things together that look the same, and then you add a couple of different things, and that's what makes a great display.
We've got a client and we're trying to make a really strong architectural statement in her space. It's just like a huge white box. So I think these would be great. Don't you think so?
Yeah, they would. There's nothing nicer than putting some architectural elements in a place to fill up something that doesn't have so many elements. It just makes it more impressive.
You know, she has this really quite a large fireplace, and it's quite bland. So what we need is just jazz it up a little bit, give it some strength on that wall because it's quite soft looking. So I think these would really add some drama.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I think they're great.
I should get a shot of those. Very nice, very popular pieces.
Well, you're a very popular guy.
Debbie's pictures.
You know, we're talking around the armoire.
I think I love this style of frame. We can just get these rematted so they fit. Get a smaller mat cut, and then just put these in so as she takes her pictures, she can just pop them in.
I think the reason we're doing this is to take them off the table because they're so busy, and it's too much eye candy.
I think this way we can maximize how many we get on the wall. We can do like 1, 2, 3, 4.
I just think it's too busy.
We
Like, I
can
just
really sort of get a lot, you know, a lot in there in a small
I'd rather do
space.
like 15 of, you know, or 12 or whatever.
rows of these on
Rows
the wall.
of those, just simple. And rather than having 50 pictures on the wall, I just think it's more elegant. Look at her wedding dress, isn't that spectacular?
So I have this frame here.
You redid it.
Yeah, put
Wow.
silver on it.
That looks incredible.
So yeah, we just did a silver foil treatment on here to modernize this. Remember it was so glitzy and gold?
To update it, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that really does update it, just with just a few highlights.
Now I'm getting really excited. I found something to replace that big, huge mirror that Debbie has hung horizontally in her dining room. And once I take that down, we're going to have to get a collection of something, and these are perfect. I was really searching for something architectural, or even just something larger in scale. And what we found are these beautiful etchings of these knives and these tureens. They're a little more substantial, and in collection, they're going to be absolutely beautiful for Debbie.
Now Debbie has a lot of family photos. Instead of just putting them in a photo album and putting them on her coffee table, I really wanted to give her something a little more special. So I thought I'd make a padded box where she could put the photos in and display them proudly on her coffee table. Now for this project, we'll need a few very simple materials. A wooden box with a lid, some fleece batting, some silk fabric, spray glue, black latex paint and paintbrush, a pair of scissors, an X-Acto blade, some royal grain ribbon, and a glue gun. Now the first thing to do is to paint the interior of the box using the black latex paint. Apply a thin coat to the inside just to cover up the wood, and also paint the inside of the box itself. Now let this completely dry, and then you can move on to stage 2. From there, we want to apply a very thin coat of spray adhesive to the exterior of the box. Now from here, we can lay out our batting and place the box roughly in the center and start to fold the batting up around the box, and the spray glue will hold it in place. Now trim all the excess batting from the box, and at this point we can now start to wrap the box in the silk fabric. Now I've already pre-cut this piece, but what you want to do is leave a tiny bit on the edges for gluing. And from here, we can now take our hot glue and apply a tiny dot of hot glue to the middle of one of the edges, wrap the fabric around, hold it for a second, and do the exact same thing on the other side. Don't be too concerned about the inside if you have all the frayed edges of the fabric, because what we can do is add a few beads of hot glue, place it on the inside, and glue the ribbon in place, like I've done here to the lid. It's all nice and clean, and that's a really nice detail on the inside of the box. Well, now that the box is complete, Debbie can cram it full of family photos and display it proudly on her coffee table. We've also chosen a fabric to match her decor, so I know she's going to love it.
Okay, guys, let's get this covered wagon out of here.
Look at the delicate pieces. The best way to edit a room is to remove all the pieces of furniture like we've done here, right down to the bare walls, and then bring the pieces of furniture back in, but only bring the pieces that are essential to the room. Okay guys, if we want to bring the couch in, right to the back here.
Instead of putting all the furniture around, we'll group them up across from each other.
I think Ted, because the rug's smaller
Yeah.
as well.
What I'm thinking is we should probably move this out a little bit because we're going to want to layer with the, the pillar, the tree, the chairs, then the couch, so there's like levels. Can we move the window over this way?
This
Some
is tree.
scissors or something? Oh, you know what? Be careful of the back because that.
Here we go.
What's
We
that
bring
big
this
thing
one to this side.
Oh no, I'm not helping, am I?
Debbie had a lot of decorative items spread all across her living room. So what we've done is we've taken them all and combined them into one cabinet. We've grouped them from pictures to decorative plates to small figurines. That way, it frees up all the table space here and makes a nice impact here.
Oh wow, that is perfect.
Debbie had a large round table here full of family photos. So to free up the space, we took all the photos off the table and put them all in the wall in matching frames.
How did you do that?
This is such an easy drape.
Yeah, it really is. Beautiful color. It almost looks like pewter when it's up.
There?
Yeah. I think it's out of the way of everybody who's sitting at the table, so nobody will be distracted.
No.
You don't know? Okay, you really are a perfectionist.
What?
Are you boring me today?
What if we had two large ones and place one on each side? Kind of gives a bit of a triangle, kind of jogs it up, makes it feel a little less formal.
Well, I think it's a formal dining room, so I think we need to have this formal look, which I think is a good thing. And I think we have the casual look over here with the mirror, so we've kind of jogged it up already. Debbie's gonna come in here and go like, what happened to my focus wall? It's,
True.
so light and airy. I think we need to continue with the same amount of impact. It just had to be more structured and organized.
Well, we've updated the house by trimming off some of the excesses and adding a few new touches.
Now the question is, what will Debbie think? You look beautiful. This is like Scarlett O'Hara coming down here.
Come in, come in, come in, come in, come in.
Oh my
come in.
God. Oh God, I'm gonna cry.
Are you serious?
It is so stunning. You didn't just erase everything, you just enhanced it all.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. My heart's pounding because it's just so beautiful. It's even more than I imagined. You took the pieces that I love and made it.
Come in and enjoy.
Absolutely. You did
Yeah.
exactly what we talked about. You took away all my tchotchkes.
Tchotchkes?
You simplified it but kept the beautiful pieces. They took away a lot of stuff that I had. But looking at the way they've put it together, I miss none of it. I must tell you, the carpet is amazing.
Isn't that stunning?
Yeah.
The mantelpiece, you didn't do anything to, but you did everything to.
Yeah.
You just simplified,
Simplified
it.
it, yeah.
And the greenery, can I keep it alive? My mission in life, can I keep this alive?
We're gonna give you a test run on that, and if you can't, we're gonna find you some gorgeous fake
Artificials.
artificial ones.
You know what you also did is you kept my seating for me, which I need, yet it's not crowded anymore. Remember how we had to step over
Exactly.
everything to get in?
It was these chairs here.
These chairs
actually.
here, yeah.
Look at the way you did the cabinet.
You haven't seen over here. Why don't
See,
you
that's
come over
why you
here?
had all your stuff in there, Debbie, but all we did was organize it and grouped it. So
And you
have,
kept my plate?
Of course.
Of course we did.
Oh, this is so beautiful.
And all your little things that you liked, and and then all the family photos on top.
I mean, that's really the key, isn't it? To have the modern pieces go together so well with antiques or the older pieces that it really is a marriage of old and new. I love the pillars. Oh,
Aren't they fantastic?
they're
good?
fabulous.
They're grand. Yes.
But amongst all the older things, I really love the mirror because it's so sleek,
Yeah.
but it doesn't feel too modern to me. It
No.
still has a traditional edge to it, I think, because the framing is kind of a traditional style.
The color of the paint
I think it's so chic.
is
Yeah.
so chic.
Yeah.
And look at the curtains.
But it blends in with the curtains. You see how the wall just sweeps into the silk of the curtains?
Look
And
at
this
that.
again,
More of your-
you can keep continuing with the pictures.
Which is nice, yeah. We just sort of started a grouping for you, and then you can continue right to the floor, and then right up to the ceiling.
We love pictures. We all love to see pictures of ourselves. That's why I had them everywhere. Here, They've shown them off so that you can really see the pictures, that the pictures really are enhanced and really make a statement in the room. I couldn't be happier.
Oh, really?
It is truly beautiful.
I'm excited for you to see the dining room because that's my favorite.
Okay.
It truly is.
But, before we do, gotta come into this area. Oh, what do you think?
It's so amazing how when you just simplify with the right things, how beautiful and what a difference it makes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, like the mirror, it was a classic shape, it was perfect, but we just felt it was just a little too brassy, and this was Christopher's choice.
These are beautiful.
I just think they're fabulous. The piece of furniture underneath and the mirror above really stand out now without so much stuff on them, and the modern edge to those I think is really quite.
That's my
quite
problem. I'm just too much.
No, it is-
You guys are helping tone
Never-
me down. It's
Never too
beautiful.
much.
I love it.
Okay, let's go into the dining room.
Let's hit the dining room. Here we are in the dining room.
Oh, wow. I didn't even see the mirror before when it was on that wall.
Yeah, that's what I think it's so beautiful about it, that it reflects everything right into the living room. So you can enjoy both rooms sitting right in the middle.
So you brought the alcohol to the dining room table, but this, in keeping, I mean, the knives, the plates, it's so beautiful. Look at these incredible lamps.
And again, the same pattern ties in to the urns that are on your fireplace. So the two rooms are sort of mixing and matching back and forth. Now this is something for you.
Oh, with that material.
Yes.
The matching.
Oh, I love it.
And what it is, it's a padded box to put on your coffee table, and then we did a little book that you can continue to put more family photos in.
Oh, that's
So
cute.
in a
with the-
coordinating fabric.
The coordinating
silk
fabric.
to go.
I love it.
Oh, I'm
It's
so
just
happy you
stunning,
like it.
Stunning, stunning.
Well, stunning place for a stunning lady.
You made my day.
Sometimes good design is more about subtraction than addition.
And the great thing about editing your room is that you get to give away all the pieces you no longer need.
Thanks for joining us.
And we'll see you on the next Designer Guys.